Hello and welcome to YakWaxLips. My name is Michael, your point-and-click adventurer, and in today's video we're going to be taking a dive into the Steam Game Festival, which was just recently finished. So in the Steam Game Festival, many indie developers shared their demos for the very first time, and I managed to get my hand on many of those demos, from the weird and wonderful, wacky, zany adventures to pretty serious hardcore crime thrillers. So over the 5-day festival I managed to play about 15 game demos, and I've picked my top 9 because why not? 9 is an overlooked number. If you are a fan of point and click adventure games, then please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click like because it all helps. Without further ado, let's delve into the demos. At number 9 it's Ultra Strangeness. Now this game is by Michael Raffshire and it is completely created from clay, and he has created it completely by himself as a solo developer. As for the demo, well, it's at number 9 because it took me about 5 minutes to get through it. But although very short, it certainly shows some promise. The handmade clay is absolutely fantastic, and I'm not too sure what the actual story is because it was so short, but there were still several characters that we did come across. It's on my wish list, so if you do like it, stick it on yours. At number 8 on my list is Arog. Arog is from Leap Game Studios, which is based out of Peru, and it's a black and white hand-drawn adventure game with a few slight touches of colour. I found the gameplay quite similar to Ultra Strangeness, where you're not really sure what's going on, and the whole experience is quite ethereal. The puzzles themselves are quite simple, and I wouldn't really call them puzzles, it's more things like clicking things quickly or clicking things in the right order, as there is no inventory. I do like the unique look of this, and it has been added to my wish list, so if you like the look of it as well, add it on yours. So Tohu comes in at number 7, which is from Fire Art Games. I had great fun with this game. It looks great, and it is about a young girl who can secretly turn into some kind of robot as well, which I don't think anyone else knows about. With just a click of the button, you turn into this robot, and you live on a big fish floating in the ether. There are many other big fishes floating in the ether too. Now the whole game itself reminds me of Machinarium from Amanita Design, and that is no bad thing because that is a fantastic game. So to interact with your surroundings, you simply click on it and it does the function itself. The artwork itself was absolutely gorgeous, and I do love the colours used. The demo was only about 15 minutes long, but the final game will have about 7 to 8 hours of gameplay, and many more different locations and obscure creatures. One of the things that I like is that you could capture these creatures in certain cards, so you build up some collection. I don't know what this collection will be for in the full game, but it was enjoyable in the demo anyway. If you like the look of Tohu, then please add it to your wish list. Mojiken Studios from Indonesia is at number 6 with When the Past Was Around. Now this game was a real experience for me. The gameplay is more of an escape room type of a game, where you only have around a maximum of a dozen hotspots in any one room, and you can click them in any order, and you have to find things like keys and work out melodies on pianos, or to help your faceless friend become more solid in an owl-like form and enter the next room. Each room he becomes more and more solid until the demo ends. It took me about 15 minutes to complete, but it was an absolute joy. The music itself was fantastic, and a lot of the game is based around music. There are pianos, there is a drum kit, and no doubt in the actual full game there will be many more instruments. There is also no speaking in the game, it is all done through sounds. It had an overall melancholy feel to it, and reading the developer's website, it is all about the bittersweet tale between a girl and a beast in a surreal world, dealing with love, loss, and all in between. I will certainly be following this with interest, so if you enjoy the look of it, please add it to your wish list now. Into the top 5 now, and at number 5 it is Encodia. Encodia is from Chaos Monger, who are actually originally an award-winning film production company, and this is their first foray into game development. And I must say, I have actually seen this pop up on my radar for a couple of months now because they have a Kickstarter going on, and I do believe it is a successful Kickstarter, but they are looking for some stretch goals. The game as a whole package was absolutely brilliant. The artwork is top notch, the music and sound design is fantastic, and the actual puzzles themselves made me stop and think quite a few times. Also, on top of this, the voice acting for all the characters is brilliant. So the story revolves around Tina, who is a 9-year-old orphan, and her robot Sam 53, and we are in the year 2062. She is an orphan for the past 3 years after her mother died, and we are just in some weird city trying to get along. We have no money and we have to get home. So that is the basis of the demo. You can switch between the characters and exchange inventory items, and some characters can only do one thing. Such as Tina can only talk to a medium, unlike Sam, yet Sam can talk to the tech guy. There were a few downsides to this game, and I don't know whether it's my laptop, even though it's less than 6 months old, but there was quite a bit of a lag. When you exit one screen and enter another, there is a loading bar, and sometimes this can stay on for quite a few seconds, and the demo itself took just over an hour for me, so when I added up all the time on this loading screen, it was a fair few minutes. Now I have been told that in the final game this is drastically reduced, and I do hope so, because it really did start to drag towards the end of the demo. Also, I thought there were one too many in-jokes about it being a game. There were many nods to them not knowing that they were in a computer game, secondary characters talking about the developer. It all felt a little disjointed, and whether that's because it's a demo and they're trying to push it a little bit, or maybe they're trying to push the Kickstarter, I don't know. But I just thought maybe 1, 2 at a push would have been okay, but this was heading into double figures. Overall though, I'm really looking forward to the finished product, and there was supposed to be over 6 hours of gameplay, and with me playing this over about an hour, maybe this is about a sixth of the game, who knows. Anyway, if you like the look of this game, please add it to your wishlist. At number 4 is Chinatown Detective Agency from General Interactive Company. So Chinatown Detective Agency was the first demo that I played in the Steam Game Festival, and it was a great one to start. Old school graphics, Blade Runner-esque atmosphere, a cyberpunk globe-trotting mystery, it really was brilliant. It was quite an expansive game as well, as the demo took me around about an hour to complete, and the thing that drew me in the most, which if you watch my playthrough you will see, is that you actually have to figure out some things yourself. And what I mean by this is I had to get my phone out and Google things. I had to get a book out and read things up. This is one of the key mechanics of the game as it goes on, and I had to Google things about 3 or 4 times to figure out what I was supposed to do next. Such as I needed to know the author of a certain book that is in the game, only the game didn't tell me, so I had to head to Google, type in a phrase, and it came up. There are also many choices that can go wrong, such as you can buy a plane ticket and go to the wrong country, and you can run out of money. Very much Zack McCracken vibes. There is also a timer, which in the demo didn't matter too much, but it says that in the real game, you will have to wait for the right time to catch the right plane to the right place. Also in this game there is endurance. Didn't really see a lot of it in the demo, but you have to eat, you have to sleep. It's kind of going down the RPG route. This isn't due out till 2021, so there's still a long way to go, and it is near the top of my wish list. So if you like the look of it, make sure that you wishlist it too. Crowns and Pawns, Kingdom of Deceit lands at number 3. Made by Tag of Joy in Lithuania, this beautiful looking game takes its influence from the Broken Sword series, Gabriel Knight, and other historical point and click adventure games. I had been following this game for quite a while, but I just was not ready for the quality that it delivered. The demo itself was only 3 rooms long, but in those rooms there were many things to discover. You could click on almost anything, and all of it seemed to be useful in some way. There wasn't voice acting in the demo, but we've been promised a full voice cast. I really was very impressed with this demo, and I'm very excited how the full game is going to turn out. This is definitely again near the top of my wish list. If you like the look of it, add it to yours. The runner-up of my favourite demo of the Steam Game Festival is Slender Threads from Blitz, who are based in Argentina. We play as Harvey Green, a book salesman who's travelling the country trying to shift a load of books. We meet him in a small town called Villa Ventana, where he's just woken up from a nightmare. Apparently these nightmares have been going on for months. Without ruining anything, this gave me genuine heart palpitations with jump scares and things out of the blue which I just was not expecting. On top of that, it is absolutely gorgeous. It is a lot more hardcore than I expected from the trailer, with blood and gore and violence involved. I was gutted when the demo ended because it was fairly short, about 20 minutes, and I cannot wait to see where Harvey ends up. So this is almost near the very top of my wish list. So I will be following this game with intrigue. If you like the look of it, add it to your wish list. My final tip and my favourite demo of the entire Steam Game Festival is Children of Silent Town from Elf Games. Children of Silent Town is about a small village which is surrounded by a forest, and every now and again a child goes missing. We play as Lucy, and we decide that now we're a little bit more grown up, we can head into the forest and find out what actually is going on. So in the demo we don't actually get that far. We play with some children in the square, we help our mother make soup, and we discover musical notes. It's all very basic, but there's an entire undercurrent of melancholy and danger. The sound design and music is fantastic, and the music actually reminded me of Final Fantasy VIII of all games. The artwork is Tim Burton-esque and has hints of Coraline, and one small thing that I noticed was even the font was slightly spooky. The entire package gave me chills from start to finish. I'm very much looking forward to the full game hitting the shelves, and it's right at the top of my Steam wish list. If you like the look of it, add it to yours. So that is my top 9 games of the Steam Game Festival this year. Please let me know if I've missed any out that you are really fond of, and let me know if any of these really take your fancy. Thank you for watching this video, please give it a big like, hit subscribe. Until next time, take care.